and you. Up next is Temple University head coach Matt Rhule. The Owls are 5-0 overall, 2-0 in the American Athletic Conference. Temple was in action this past Saturday against Tulane, and Temple won the game 49-10. Up next for the Owls will be this Saturday against UCF at Lincoln Financial Field. That will be a 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time start. The game will be televised on CBS Sports Network. Coach, thank you for joining us on the call today. If you could take a minute to tie up the return to home to face Tulane, and then tell us what you expect to see as you take on UCF in your second straight home game, please.
Yeah, it was a good win for us against a really good Tulane team. A team that came in after a big win the week before. Proud of our team. Didn't get off really to the start that we wanted. Turned the ball over early. We're a little sloppy early in terms of protecting the ball, but I thought we were physical from the beginning. I thought we, made some plays, got a lead at halftime, and then as a total team, offense, defense, and special teams, were able to, kind of get after it in the third quarter and in the fourth quarter. We're able to get every guy on the team in the game, which is always a big key for us. Now we look forward to playing UCF. We certainly know we have a lot of things to clean up. We're not taking the ball away, and we're not protecting the ball well enough right now. In terms of fumbles, we have way too many penalties, and if we don't get those corrected, that'll get us beat. So UCF's a team that's beaten us the last 2 years. Coach O'Leary is a man that I truly respect, and I've learned a lot from. And we're expecting a heck of a football game versus a team that's really, at the end of the day, out-physicaled us and out-toughed us the last 2 years. So that's our challenge, is to not allow them to do that and to try to match their intensity, which we have not been able to do the last 2 years.
We'll take questions for Coach Rhule, please. *1 on your telephone to join the queue, then the operator will introduce you.
We'll hear from Mark Narducci with Philadelphia Inquirer.
Hello, Matt. Could you tell us, I didn't notice Adonis Jennings on Saturday. Is there a situation, was he hurt?
No, he played.
Okay.
Yep,
okay.
He played. Yep. Yeah, we just, got up and didn't probably throw the ball as much as, only 13 times, so a lot of those guys. But they were, they just like Adonis, like everybody else, good team guy, goes out there, he blocks, he does what's asked of him, and but he was out there.
Matt, one other thing, they come in winless. Is there anything you have to talk to your team about guarding against complacency with a team that has struggled?
Yeah, not at all. Our team has, obviously been, in the time that we've played them, has had our hearts broken 2 years ago when they made the plays that we couldn't make, and then we absolutely got beat up, decimated. They just physically, beat the heck out of us last year, and so our guys know the type of players they have. Holman's back. We know he just absolutely torched us last year, and we know what kind of team they have.
Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Bill Evans with OwlsDaily.com.
Hey, Matt. I guess Will Hayes, I don't think, played on Saturday. What's his status?
Yeah, he pulled his hamstring on Wednesday, just really in a 7-on-7 drill. So he was out. He was just in street clothes. Probably be out again this week. He's trying to go, but at best would be the game after. I think. It's one of those bad hamstring pulls.
Okay. And then I know you didn't want to really address it Saturday, but what was the situation with Zaire Williams leaving the team?
Yeah, no, Zaire's with us. And really probably, I probably didn't handle that appropriately in terms of the way it got out, right? But it was just. One of those deals like all of us, just kind of hitting a little bit of a hard time, just needed a chance to regroup. So came in and talked to me on Monday, and I just told him, I said, hey, take a week, catch your breath, and he was out here today. So, I knew he was going to be back. He was back with us on Friday. I just didn't want to have that be the focus on Saturday. He was at the pep rally with us on Friday. So, Zaire's played a lot of football for us. He's sort of, right now trying to figure out where exactly he fits. We all are, but we know he's a really good football player, and so his time will come again.
Gotcha. Thanks, Matt.
Sure.
Greg Paoni with OwlScoop.com.
Hey, Matt. It's Greg from OwlScoop. How you doing today?
Good, Greg. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. It seems like the third quarter the theme of this, an overriding theme of this season has been you guys coming out of halftime and really taking over in the third quarter. Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think, in the first half, we're sort of laying the foundation. I mean, I'd like us to start faster. There's no doubt. I'm not going to sit here and act like that's not happening. But I think, we're sort of laying the foundation, and we kind of have a chance to get in at halftime. We regroup. We catch our breath, and I think we go play pretty well. I'm not sure how many points we scored in the second quarter of that game. Was it 14 in the second quarter of that game? So, I thought the second quarter, to go up 21-10 at halftime, I think that's it's a pretty good, I thought they got their momentum in the second half. But I think in the third quarter, our kids just come out and they play football. They trust each other. They kind of let it rip a little bit more. And we just have to find a way to do that from the very beginning.
Thanks, Matt.
Sure. Thank you.
And do you have any other questions for Coach Rhule, please? Star 1 on your telephone, if so.
We'll hear from Henry Clay with Keystone Sports.
Good afternoon, Matt. How are you?
I'm great, sir. How are you?
Doing well. Listening to the coaches this morning on this call, it appears that the level of the competition in this conference is getting bigger and bigger and stronger. What about the strength of this conference?
Yeah, we've had a chance to play a bunch of different conferences in the last 2 years, and we've played a lot of good teams, and I can just tell you that the teams in this league are as good as in any other league. We have really good teams. There is no favorite to win either side. There is no favorite to win the league because there's so many teams with great coaches and really talented players and great athletic departments. So I think the whole world is, the whole nation is beginning to see just how good the American Conference is.
Very good, sir. Thank you. Talk to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Matt Vender with 247 Sports.
Hey, Coach. How's it going?
Hey, Matt. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I just wanted to ask you, you guys obviously ran the ball fairly effectively, whether it was with Rhule, whether it was with Jihad, whether it was with David. So, what did you see on film from the offensive line on Saturday?
I thought the offensive line played really well. If we don't turn the ball over there in the first half and maybe get the ball back, we maybe have a little bit more momentum. I think they're playing really well. we still have way too many negative plays, too many things, penalties and negative plays that are hurting us. I think we had 190 some yards rushing, and it went down to 150 by the time you eliminated the sacks, and the fumble that went backwards. So I just think as we continue to clean those things up, we're getting better and better. We're playing 6 offensive linemen in a rotation, and I think the one thing I like, Matt, is when we put the second offensive line in, they got in there and played really well, and then the third offensive line got in at the end, and got in there and got a chance to compete. So I think our offensive line, I think Coach Wiesenhand's done a really nice job, and we have a lot of guys that are growing up, day by day.
Now, this was David Hood's really first game action since, I guess, last year's Delaware State game. What did you kind of see from him?
Well, David is another sort of dynamic back like Jihad. Even against Charlotte, he got the one carry, and it looked like, had like I think a 15-yard, I can't remember what it was, but a nice run, made a couple guys miss. Got out there today, last game, protected the ball, had the touchdown, had some good runs, was making something out of nothing, so he's a guy we feel really, really confident about. If you go back to preseason, it wasn't like, hey, it's Jihad's our guy. We were confident in a lot of guys and thought we had a great competition. And so Hood's a guy that, he's a 3 sometimes, and he could also be a 1. And we know he can go in there. We know how talented he is.
All right, thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Coach, we thank you for your time this afternoon. Look forward to hearing from you again next Monday.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, and that is Matt Rhule from Temple. Again, the Owls take on UCF Saturday. That game will be